It's not racist, it's prejudice. I fucking hate this phrase so much because it's only used to downplay or hide the fact that black people and other minorities can also be racist by simply just sprinkling another term under it. Calling someone prejudiced instead of racist is like calling a pedophile and hebephile. It doesn't matter what age the victim was, you're still going to jail. The terminology is irrelevant. And that leads me to asking, why does when it comes to minorities, specifically black minorities, people all of a sudden care about literacy? I'll tell you why. It's simply because using another term makes it easier to sweep these things under the rug, and we don't have to acknowledge our victim complex, and we can keep blaming white people for all of our problems. It's kind of like the N-word, you know, the one with an A. The N-word has evolved from a derogatory word to a word that's basically a synonym for homie in black culture, and a powerful one at that. We took a word that was meant to degrade and divide us, and we turned it into something that brings us together, and shows us that the evolution of language can be a powerful thing. Yet we treat people like they're racist for using it and essentially shitting on the powerful meaning, because literally our entire identity is being a victim. I remember my school during Black History Month, and it was always the same shit. You learn about slavery for the entire month, and you're told about the first black man who sucked his own pee-pee or whatever. And it wasn't until high school when I realized, wow, we don't have shit. I remember a Long Beach Griffey video titled God During Slavery, where he mentioned that without slavery, we wouldn't be shit. And I agree with this statement. Literally no one would give a flying fuck about our achievements if slavery didn't happen. You think without slavery and Black History Month, people will have a reason to care about us? You think people will still have an interest in our culture, or the little culture we have? Aside from hip-hop and jazz, but no one really cares about jazz, and hip-hop is the only thing we have going for ourselves. Well, that and gang violence. Our entire identity is just built around suffering. The only time people actually give a fuck about us is if we've been murdered by a white dude or getting screamed at by a white lady. Hell, we barely even give a fuck about ourselves. The only time people actually give a fuck about black people is only when there's a white guy to scream at. Cause in modern day, we're not seen as people, we're seen as victims. And through years of being told that we're victims of a white society, I feel that we've developed a victim mentality. We constantly blame all of our issues on the white man like they're the reverse Flash or something, when in reality, we're responsible for 80% of our own issues, but we like to blame the shit on events that happened over 200 years ago. Yes, our ancestors had it bad, not you. And while we in the modern day still have some issues, that has very little effect on your everyday life and very little effect on your actions and how you treat people. One thing I noticed is that we like to criticize other races, but when we get criticized, you're either labeled racist, it's either swept under the rug, or blamed on slavery. How about we talk about the homophobia in the black community, the transphobia, the Asian hate, this guy did a really good video on it, the sexism, or how about our victim complex? But no one is willing to talk about those things because we're supposed to be the victims, and if our victimhood is gone, then we have nothing. Because the experience of a black American is being a victim. We are always a victim. But anyway, that's just my own opinion. And that's all I want to talk about. Bye.